Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about book covers that aren't great, but the book inside is amazing. Some people might even say that these book covers stink. But you know what doesn't stink? You, when you use Dossier perfumes. Please forgive me for that transition. But actually, I really am excited to be partnering with Dossier for this particular video today because they were so kind to send me 2 of their perfumes. And if you've never heard of Dossier perfumes before, they specialize in creating perfumes that are almost identical to more luxury scents for a portion of the cost. So their mission is to deliver the highest quality, luxury-inspired fragrances at a fair price, giving you the freedom to explore new scents. So I was extremely excited to get to go online and pick out which 2 scents I would choose for myself, and they had an unbelievable selection. And what's great is you can see for every selection what the inspired by luxury fragrance is. So if you do have a favorite luxury fragrance or one you've been really wanting to try, it's very easy to pair it to what the dupe is on the Dossier website. The actual little bottles that it comes in are also amazing. It has this like magnetized top, which is so cool. And the 2 scents that I got were floral lavender and ambery vanilla. I thought the sound of these was just so delicious. So the floral lavender, the top notes are mandarin, neroli, and black currant, with the middle notes being jasmine, lavender, and orange blossom. And you all, it smells amazing. This is the one I'm actually wearing today. I went ahead and tested out the product, and I can tell you it does not disappoint. I have it on me right now. Oh my gosh, I've never smelled better. So I highly recommend these. I think the mission that they have to offer these luxury dupes at such an affordable cost is really awesome. So definitely go check out their website that will be linked down below, and check out the discount code that they're giving me for you all, which is really appreciated. Thank you so much to Dossier for collaborating with me and partnering with me on today's video. So now let's get back to talking about the covers that are stinkier than these perfumes. I gotta stop. Last week, I did the opposite, where I talked about book covers that are incredible. Story inside didn't match how beautiful the cover was, at least from my experience. So basically, these book covers could be better, and I think you should check them out despite their book covers, because they're really good. All of these are fantasy. I couldn't find any contemporary or thriller books that have covers that really bother me, that I love. I think most of the books in those genres that I love have covers that at least are pretty. They may not be favorite covers of all time, but they're pretty. So all of these are fantasy. And fantasy also was most prominent in the previous video. So while fantasy can have gorgeous covers, some of the fantasy covers can not be as gorgeous. So let's talk through them. The first being The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. What is this? What is this? Are you serious? Are you serious? This is so generic. And what is this man with the hood? That is so generic. I just can't. It's not the worst, but it's not great. I mean, there have been so many stunning covers released since the series first came out, and I think that this just deserves to have prettier covers. And I know that the Brent Weeks, his previous series before this one, the Night Angel series, also suffered from not great covers, and they recently got new covers by Orbit that are great. I love the new covers for the Night Angel series. So Orbit, would you maybe also want to do what you did with Night Angel and redo Lightbringer covers. Black Prism, if you don't know, is the first book in the Lightbringer series, this epic high fantasy series with a wonderfully creative and cool magic system that revolves all around colors. And I personally loved this first book. I think that the first book is probably my favorite in the series. I remember my reaction to finishing this first book and just being like, this is 5 stars, easy. So it was a little bit of a bummer that I didn't love the rest of the series as much, but if you like cool magic systems, if you like very morally gray type characters, crazy twists and turns and reveals, I highly recommend checking this out. It is such a fun series. But yeah, the cover is just not the best. Kind of just like along the same lines. I'm just not a fan of these generic covers like Guns of the Dawn by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is so generic to me, and it's one of my favorite books. I love this fantasy book. I think it's amazing, and it's like if you took a Jane Austen character and put her in this epic military fantasy story, what would happen? And you also had a sub-romance plot that felt very Pride and Prejudice-esque. It's so good. It's one of my absolute favorites, but the cover doesn't inspire a ton of passion, I would say. It's just 2 guns. At least the font is cool, but this deserves to have like so many cool additions. I would definitely want to upgrade. There is another cover for this book. It's fine. I think it's better than this one, but it's still not great. So if someone would want to do like a cool edition of Guns of the Dawn, I'd be like, take all my money. I love this story. It is so good. And Emily, the main character, is just one of my favorite characters. If you like military fantasy at all, you've got to check this out. But yeah, just maybe look past the cover. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, it deserves better. The next one I have is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. This tells you absolutely nothing about the story, except that it's ominous, which it is. This is a darker YA fantasy story that actually kind of has this anti-hero type main character who has this very dark type of magic and has a very rough upbringing, gets pulled away, gets trained up to be a young elite, and based on the conditions of her magic, she may not be the most perfect young elite candidate. It's really good, and I really like how dark it got, but this book cover tells you nothing except that maybe there's like a storm and a sword in the story. This is not giving anything. Like, I would not see this at the bookstore and be like, that's the one I'm gonna read. And I don't remember what made me pick it up. It was years ago that I decided to pick this one up, and I'm so glad I did because I loved it. It's just, it deserves better covers. And Marie Lu is now a very, very popular author, and her Legend series got amazing special editions. So would any company like to also make beautiful special editions for the Young Elites? That would be amazing. Oh, I have to show you the sequels cover because it could be even worse. Oh my gosh. What is that? What is that? What is the wolf? What is the wolf doing there? That makes it look like a paranormal fantasy that features werewolves. There are no werewolves. What is that? What is the sea? The sea? That makes it look like some seafaring, sea-based fantasy. This is not a seafaring fantasy. What is this? Please, someone make some cool editions. Please. Next one is not bad. It's not. It's just generic. It's just generic. It's A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. it's cool. It's got like cool font with the thorns and stuff, but this is actually a really fun, kind of funny book. Like there are lots of times where I was laughing out loud at this book. Does this make you think you're getting into like this fun adventure story? No, it is sold as a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which it is. It starts off very much as a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but it's so much more than that. It's so much fun. It's like a portal fantasy where your main character lives in our world, but somehow gets teleported, transported to this fantasy world, and she is so out of her element, and that part of the story is so much fun. And this cover just does not match that. I mean, it does get a little bit dark and sinister in certain parts, but like it's also so much fun. I had a blast with this story, and I think it's a fantastic young adult fantasy. I loved this. The rest of the series, not as much. I've since gotten rid of the rest of the series, but this first book is great, and Harper as our main character is so great. So I just think that this cover doesn't totally match what you get from the story. I was not expecting it to be as fun as it was. This one kind of makes me sad a little bit. Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. I love Michael J. Sullivan. I love Legends of the First Empire. Thank goodness Legends of the First Empire has the most stunning covers. I mean, look at that. That is stunning. The whole series is beautiful. Let me show you more. Like, look at that. Is that not just epic awesomeness? It's so beautiful. But this, I just want the Rhyria Revelations to have covers that match the awesome epicness of these stories, like Legends of the First Empire has. If we could get different editions of Rhyria that match Legends of the First Empire, that have that similar look, I would love that. I would love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my goodness. I love Rhyria Revelations. I like Legends of the First Empire more, so I'm glad that they have the prettier covers, but I still really enjoyed Rhyria Revelations, and I think Hadrian and Royce are fantastic. I mean, at least this cover gives you like Hadrian and Royce on it. I don't love covers that feature real people. I don't love that, but at least it like tells you a little something about the story. I will say I like the spines, like how I like the bold colors, and when they're all lined up on the shelf together, they do look quite nice. So I do have to give them credit for looking at least very cohesive on the shelf. And I know the Rhyria Chronicles has very similar covers and spines where once I get those, it will all match. So at least they match. But I mean, compared to Legends, these should get an upgrade for sure. I don't think they ever will, but I would love it. I would absolutely love it. This last one I have, I think I'm the most upset about this last one. And it's not even that, okay, I'm just gonna say it. Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. I love this book. It was 5 out of 5 stars. It was like an immediate favorite. I love it. It's this very cool pre-Columbian Americas inspired world, this cool magic and an unbelievable opening, and such good characters and such good like character relationships and dynamics, and just like this amazing prophecy trope. Oh, it has so much that I just loved about it. And the cover is so cool. But then what happened? No. We went from this cool imagery to that. What? This one still upsets me to this day. I'm so mad at this cover, and I don't think, some people may not think it's that bad, but compared to the first, and it doesn't really even, like, besides the font, it doesn't really look like the same to me. I don't know. It doesn't, I guess you can see it when you're holding them side by side, but when it was first released, I was like, is that part of the same series? At least the spines, like when you have the spines together, they definitely match. So it has that going for it. But what? And I will say, I didn't love Fevered Star. It actually was one of my most disappointing reads last year. Just very much felt middle book syndrome, like nothing was moving forward. We started following characters I didn't care about. The characters that I loved in this book took kind of a backseat, felt very passive in some parts. There was quite a few things. So it's not like it's my favorite book ever, and I'm upset because the cover doesn't match how amazing the inside was. But it's compared to the first one that I did love. I'm like nervous to see the third book's cover, because are they going to go with like the cool one that was the first book, or are they going to kind of keep this look? I mean, we'll see, but I just don't love what they did here. It's really not that dramatic. It's just a book cover, but come on. All right, so those are the books that have covers that I don't love. But I do love the book inside. So hopefully this was semi-interesting. Hopefully maybe you got a book recommendation out of it. I highly recommend every single one of these. Every single one of these was a 4.5 or above. I just hope you can look past their covers. Maybe some of these speak to you more than they speak to me, so maybe some of them won't bother you as much. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to, and for more information about exclusive content from me, a book club, getting to select books from my TBR, you can check out all of the information for my Patreon down below. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!